Hi, welcome to episode 5 of A Biblical Primer. My name is Doug. This time we're going to speak about the pre-Diluvian era, the time before the flood of Noah. Covers about 1,500 years, and it's in the first 5.5 chapters of Genesis. You wouldn't think that there's a lot that goes into 5.5 chapters that covers 1,500 years, but there's some meat in here. First of all, it does tell us how we came to being as created by God, as composed to growing out of a paramecium. And it speaks of God's intentions for us. He made man. He blessed man. He put man in the Garden of Eden. His desires for man were good. This was the beginning, the intentions of a good Lord. Then enter in the serpent, who the Bible says was the craftiest of all animals in the garden. And there's a interesting little something that I see with the serpent. If you jump to the book of Isaiah and read in the 14th chapter of Isaiah, in the King James and the New King James versions, it's the only time you'll read the word Lucifer. And the prophet is speaking and saying, "Oh, Lucifer, how you've fallen, you son of the morning star. For you said you would put your throne above the stars of heaven, and you would become like God." And what does Satan whisper to Eve in the garden? If you eat this fruit, you will become like God, knowing good from evil. But man was already created in the image of God, yet he fell for it because the serpent was the most subtle, was the craftiest creature in the garden. And the fall of man began, where he would depend on his own self, his own reasoning, more than trusting the Lord. And sin is like a rot or a rust. It grows, and it grows, and it grows. So immediately, Adam and Eve have sons, Cain and Abel, and you probably heard this story where Cain becomes jealous of Abel and murders him. So this is generation number 2 in the world of mankind, where murder is brought in. But this whole concept of sin just rots mankind to the point where every thought that man had was evil, to the point where God said, I need to hit the reset button on this creation, and I'm going to bring in a flood, wipe it all out, start again. I'm going to start again with a man named Noah, because Noah found grace in the eyes of the Lord and was pure in his generation. Excuse me. So in comes the flood. Stop this so that I can talk, will you? I got to get a drink of water or something.
Yeah.